The movie starts by revealing several kids who were viewing television. They were viewing a highly famous program and suddenly they noticed the noise of certain individuals yelling. They were additionally quite frightened. Once they understood that the kids were listening their sounds, one of the males instantly arrived and violently closed the entrance. Observing this, the kids did not comprehend anything. They simply continued staring at one another in bewilderment. At that instant, a lady entered, holding a tiny girl in her arms. She abandoned the girl with this cluster and instructed the kids not to exit this chamber regardless what occurs. She did not provide any explanation, she simply inspected the latches there. When she sensed that everything was okay, she instantly departed from there. Once more, unusual noises began emerging from outside. Like the noise of shattering glass and yells and numerous more. The kids were stunned. They attempted their utmost to stay completely quiet. One of the kids gradually went toward the entrance to discover what had occurred. Then he listened someone attempting to come in. And then abruptly the entrance opened loudly and an infected individual zombie entered inside. The kids got quite frightened. They had become paralyzed due to terror. The kid who went beside the entrance's situation deteriorates. He simply observes the monsters strike. Then he collapses. He observes his mom outside and sprints toward her. But once his mom observes a zombie, she instantly shuts the entrance so that nothing occurs to the kid. Terrified, the boy sprinted upstairs, but there were numerous infected individuals there too. There was no protected location left anywhere. His personal residence was additionally encircled by these zombies. He sprints quite rapidly due to the turmoil. He collapses, trips but does not halt. After which he halts in front of an ancient chapel. It is disclosed that the title of this kid is Timmy. After which he enters inside with labored breathing. He observes that his father is positioned there, who is the clergyman of the chapel. It appeared as if he was anticipating this only. There was no terror in him. He remained quite tranquil. The kid attempts to inform his father whatever he observed. But his father halts him in between and states that I understand everything and have additionally acknowledged this thing. Then he extracts his rosary and provides it in the kid's palm and instructs him to conceal. The kid obeys him and conceals, and then numerous zombies shatter the entrance and come inside rapidly. The clergyman does not shift at all. He remained there. Then the zombies attack him too, and now he too had become contaminated like them. The kid who was concealing is anticipating the correct moment. Then he instantly emerges from there and escapes from there without glancing toward the chapel. He was gripping the rosary firmly as if this was his final expectation. Then it is informed that this zombie infection named Rage Infection distributed in this manner, and it has consumed the entire nation. Then Europe separated the entire isle. A rigid confinement was enforced. Nobody can arrive in or depart out. 28 years elapse like this. The survivors are existing their existences with considerable hardship. From one of those tiny outposts, a father awakens his son. He states that, "Son, today is a significant day." The son, whose title is Spike, instantly arises and collects his bag. The remaining individuals are additionally doing the same. That is, they are preparing ready. Everyone has something in their palms which they have manufactured themselves. All these are armaments. Like spear, blade, and bow and arrow. But there is no firearm here. All are their handmade things which are indicating toward the ancient times. This additionally reveals how adequately they exist with quite limited things. Here Spike has a bow and arrow, a pointed dagger, and a doll which he constantly maintains well. Although it was not going to be beneficial in the combat, it is a fragment of the ancient world which he does not want to abandon. Spike goes to the kitchen, where his father's companion, who was additionally their neighbor, was an elderly man. He is anticipating for him for morning meal. Then he listens the sound of his mom, who is sick. His father, whose title is Jamie, goes toward his wife's chamber. Spike additionally follows him. Mom states, "Sorry that I interrupted her." She embraces Spike and states that she has been experiencing a lot of headache since morning. She attempts to stay strong, but weakness is evidently apparent on her face. Jamie clarifies the strategy that they are departing this land. Mom anxiously states that our son is only 12 years old. He himself is additionally not well. But Jamie does not listen to a single statement of her and he departs the chamber. While Spike remains with Mom for a little while more. He attempts to pacify his mom down as best as he could. Like his father could never pacify her down. Now before departing from here, Spike provides his mom something to consume wrapped in a handkerchief and deceives to her that he is going to school. That is why she trusts him. Before departing the village, his neighbor provides Spike his initial bow. It is not simply an armament but a symbol. It was an indication that Spike is going to accomplish something significant now. When Spike and his father Jamie depart the village, individuals emerge out of their residences and begin yelling to motivate them. Nobody was laughing. Everyone was serious because everyone understood that this is a mission, there is a lot of danger in it and there is an explanation behind it. When they arrive the gate where the protected zone concludes and the actual world commences, the community chief arrives. If you go to the mainland, there will be no opportunity of returning back because nobody will arrive to rescue you. Many individuals have departed there before you. But nobody has returned back alive. Then they locate a concealed path in the middle of the ocean. That path becomes apparent only when the ocean level retreats, and now they begin walking on that path. After some duration they traverse that path in the ocean and arrive the mainland where they had to go, which was their objective. But as soon as the water level increases, that path becomes silent again. That means nobody can traverse it in this situation. As they shift forward, they listen to an unusual melody and then they observe a lot of infected zombies which appeared quite terrifying because their bones were protruding out. The skin was severely pulled and the eyes were additionally quite drawn, and these are the monsters that Spike has to confront. His mission is quite clear. He had to bring down an infected, which would be an examination that would demonstrate that he is prepared. Jamie informs Spike that you have to be rapid. Without terror, and your objective should strike the correct spot. Both of them shift forward. Their every footstep was placing more pressure on Spike. After which, shifting forward, they observe their initial target. A quite slow shifting fat zombie which crawls, and this is the moment to reveal how powerful Spike is. Its heaviness was quite thick and it shifts quite unusually. It drags itself as if it is a quite large serpent. Spike instantly extracts an arrow and eliminates it, which strikes it directly on its neck and it collapses down in a deceased state. Meanwhile, numerous more zombies arrive there. They were additionally quite slow and their quantity is increasing. The ground does not shift. He has observed this before and now he begins eliminating all the zombies one by one quite comfortably, and now the actual shock arrives to them when they observe an infected kid. It retreats because nobody wanted to combat that infected kid. But here Spike begins thinking that I have eliminated the other zombies, which is not a minor thing either. A kind of confidence has arrived inside him. The explanation for this was additionally that his father was with him. Both of them shift ahead again to go inside the male boy. Further ahead, they locate an ancient residence. They think that they might locate something inside that can be beneficial. Thinking this, both of them go inside. But the atmosphere abruptly changes. In a chamber, a male is hanging inverted and crows are consuming him. Some statements were inscribed on his chest which together form a title, Jamie. Jamie informs his son that most of the individuals on the mainland are not good because numerous individuals become cruel and dreadful after existing alone and losing everything. And they accomplish such things that we cannot even imagine. Such things that frighten an individual even in his dreams. The communication of this hanging male is quite clear. He was hanged like this intentionally. Without blinking an eye, Cheney informs the spy to eliminate him. I am not stating this for our protection, but this is how you will discover how to survive in these situations. There is no scope for any reluctance here. There is no second opportunity. Existing here means not only confronting the infected but additionally confronting even more horrifying things. Spike hesitated for just an instant. Then he directly struck the arrow on the male's head, eliminating him. After completing this task, Spike and Jamie shift forward again. She was taking every footstep quite carefully as she went further inside the mainland. Then she observes that the severed head of a deer is hanging and the remainder of its body is lying there in a severely cut and torn situation. From this she comprehended that this is not the task of any ordinary zombies, but of zombies infected with the rage infection. They are called alpha zombies and they are quite intelligent and can think. Along with this, they are additionally quite angry like madmen. That means they are much superior than normal zombies. Knowing this, both father and son got quite frightened. They had sensed the hazard. That is why they sprinted as rapid as they could to get out of there. They observe Alpha from a distance, in which there is not simply one but an entire cluster of Alpha zombies arriving toward them, due to which they got quite frightened. Jamie Foran drags Spike close and makes a strategy, which was a common strategy but could be quite beneficial. He states that we have to sprint and maintain shooting. We should not halt so that these zombies do not overpower us. Obviously, it is a great battle full of anxiety for their survival, where every instant is quite important. But Spy gets completely frightened. He loses control. That is why, despite having a lot of training, he is not able to make a single assault properly because the pressure on him is so much that terror overpowers him. The problem was that the infected were rapidly approaching them in the form of a swarm. And now Jamie and Spike have to respond to the assault with whatever means they locate. But there are so numerous zombies that the entire situation goes out of control. In panic, Jamie and Spike sprint back to the ancient residence with considerable hardship and come inside with considerable hardship. They had secured themselves in the attic. They extracted out all the outside things, furniture, whatever they could locate, and placed them on the entrances and windows. In a manner, they created a protective barrier. Meanwhile, the Alpha zombies were observing them from the nearby hill. They too had understood the hazard from their presence, and due to no other manner, they decide to expend the night here in the attic till the situation arrives under control, because both of them understand that going back to the Isle right now is not without any hazard, because the hazard is so high that if they attempt to depart now, they will perish. Then as it becomes dark, they observe the bonfire burning. Spy asks what is all this about? Jamie states that even I don't understand. Although I have arrived here before, but I have no idea about this situation. Meanwhile, Razpai has a nightmare. He observes that his mom is drowning in the water. The scene was so terrifying that his soul trembles. He awakens abruptly, but they have to confront another significant hazard. Now, because that residence was quite ancient and broken, a fragment of it abruptly collapses right under their feet. Then with considerable hardship they get out on time, and now they are forced to think that they have to go back to the Isle as soon as possible. It was their good fortune that the concealed path was apparent in the middle of the ocean, and now both father and son begin walking back rapidly without losing time. But they did not understand that Alpha is quite rapid and he was maintaining an eye on their every shift. And now a zombie Alpha who was chasing them begins arriving toward them at full speed. Observing this, their tension increased so much that both of them sprint at full speed inside the Isle to rescue their existences. Both of them arrive just in time and additionally succeed in transmitting a signal to the tower for assistance. As soon as their signals are received, the community instantly showers a lot of arrows on Alpha. They attempt to halt him, but this does not make any difference to Alpha, and now when they shoot the burning arrow at him, it strikes him directly, due to which this monster is finally eliminated, and the entire community breathes a sigh of relief. When Spike returns, there is a celebration in joy. Everyone praises him because he went out of the Isle for the initial time on a mission to eliminate zombies and returned alive. Jamie additionally praises his son's bravery. He informs every tiny detail of their mission trip and how Spike handled things when things got quite dangerous. He was proud of his son. He wanted everyone to understand how brave and intelligent his son is. But in the middle of the party, Spike observes something that shocks him. He observes that his father has secretly departed with another lady. He feels bad and sad. He does not understand what he should accomplish, and now he goes back residence alone without stating anything. When he arrives residence, his neighbor is already anticipating for Spike. Observing him, the neighbor instantly comprehends that something is wrong and he attempts to pacify Spike down. Spike informs him that he is quite worried about his mom, but instead of getting superior, she is getting worse day by day. She is getting sicker and this thing is breaking Spike from inside. Then the neighbor informs him about a physician who was once famous for his abilities and who could have assisted Spike's mom. But that physician got separated from everyone years ago. He disappeared completely. Now when Spike informs him about the bonfire that was burning in the attic, the neighbor's eyes are wide open after listening this. He states that if that fire is still burning, it means that the physician is still alive there. That means that Spike's mom still has an opportunity that she can get well. If he locates the physician, then the next morning Jamie returns residence in an intoxicated state and Spike, who had been tolerating everything silently, bursts out today. He gets angry at Jamie that you are deceiving on Mom because I have observed your affair with another lady. He additionally states that you maintained this thing hidden, that the physician is still alive there. Jamie finally accepts it. Yes, he met the physician years ago on the mainland. The physician was in his uniform and I observed him encircled by a lot of deceased bodies. It appeared as if some experiment was going on. He states that the scene was so unusual that I had decided never to go there again. But Spike has already decided that he will take his mom straight to that physician, no matter how numerous warnings or terrors arrive in his manner. On top of that, he additionally directly informs his father to back off. Leave me alone. Then Spike extracts out a blade to threaten his father. But Jamie, who is stronger, extracts the blade from him without any hardship. He did not punish his son and quietly departs from there. Meanwhile, Spike makes a strategy that he will set fire to the things in the community so that a significant destruction occurs. Then the smoke and turmoil provide him the best opportunity to secretly depart with his mom toward the mainland. He departs from there with his mom from Daiji. His mom was battling her sickness. When she understood where she was, she panicked. But Spike consoled her and stated that everything will be okay. Her only wish is to arrive the physician so that her mom can get well. As soon as night arrived, she halts at a location to take a break. But that quite night an unusual zombie which crawls like a joint. That means its size is quite significant. He stealthily arrives quite close. When he is about to assault Spike, who was rapid asleep, his mom arrives just in time and assaults the zombie and eliminates it, and in this manner Spike's existence is rescued. Meanwhile, in another fragment of the mainland, a cluster of soldiers is attempting to escape from the zombie. A new alpha was following them. They were so frightened that the soldiers maintain collapsing one by one. The zombies assault them in a hazardous manner from which they are unable to escape. And in the conclusion only one survivor remains, who was left all alone. Although he was injured, he was barely alive. After this we arrive to understand that one of the zombie females is pregnant. Spike and his mom continue their journey to the mainland. Sometimes their journey is additionally hazardous, due to which his sick mom begins getting unusual thoughts. Emerging out of these thoughts, she is immersed in deep thoughts. She remembers the minor moments of her existence, the duration when the zombie infection did not arrive. From a distance, Spike observes another zombie who is dragging himself, and this zombie was dragging himself like a dragon. Spike without thinking shoots an arrow and eliminates him. But the noise of his collapse was so loud that the attention of the other zombies nearby instantly goes toward him. Within a limited seconds, Spike and his mom are chased by a cluster of zombies who were arriving quite rapid and soon arrive close to them. Now they begin looking for a location to conceal and come a gas station which has been empty for years. This entire location was filled with gas and it was difficult to even breathe. The situation deteriorates when zombies begin entering the station. Just when it appears that everything will conclude now, a soldier abruptly arrives. He sets fire to the infected, and at the final instant, Spike and his mom's existence is rescued. He informs them that I somehow survived. But at the same duration he provides a bad news that once you footstep on the aisle, it is not only difficult to get back but additionally impossible. The roads are full in their sight. Then they cannot traverse it at all. There is no manner to return. When the three of them shift forward, Spike's mom feels a little superior, and then they observe a train in front. Arriving inside, they observe here is the pregnant zombie lady that we observed earlier in Spike. She was sitting quietly and appeared like a ghost. Spike's mom decides that they will assist her in providing birth to the kid. Soon she provides birth to a baby girl who was quite healthy, and now the zombie lady awakens up and assaults them. Then the soldier eliminates the zombie lady without wasting any duration. The soldier informs Spy's mom to abandon the kid. This is a monster and can demonstrate to be a hazard for us. But Spy's mom takes care of him with the trust that the kid cannot harm us. Then another alpha arrives and assaults the soldier brutally and tears off his head. Observing this, both mom and son instantly sprint away from there. However, the monster chases them. Just as they are about to be caught, abruptly the same physician appears. He shoots directly at the alpha, eliminating him. And now the physician brings Spike and his mom to his concealed hideout, which was in the middle of the forest. Then the physician reveals them all his things. He additionally begins rubbing iodine on his body. The physician states that iodine acts as a protective barrier because the infection cannot tolerate it at all. This thing is poison for it. He states that I accomplish this every day. That is why I have survived till now. Then the physician provides them the soldier's head and informs them to maintain it in that unusual pyramid where the remainder of the heads are lying. Then Spike agrees to what he states. Then the physician begins inspecting the baby and informs that the baby is not infected. He becomes quite happy because he liked this discovery a lot. After this he begins inspecting Spike's mom. He is looking at her carefully and the expressions on his face abruptly become serious. After a tense silence, the physician finally speaks. He provides the news that Spike's mom's sickness has increased a lot. The infection has destroyed both her body and mind. Spike's mom has cancer and her situation is quite bad. He states that it started in the brain. It is spreading throughout the body and gradually breaking her from the inside. It is not clear where all this started. But one thing is sure, which is quite bad news, that there is no cure for this disease. No matter how much effort one makes, nobody can cure her disease even a little. Spike expects the physician to rescue his mom. But his mom had been sensing deep inside for a long duration that she is going to perish. She accepts that bitter truth and decides that she will confront death and not sprint away. Because everyone has to perish one day, which is the reality. During this duration Spike was made unconscious. He was provided an injection so that he does not observe his mom dying in front of his eyes because perhaps he will not be able to bear the pain. When he finally awakens up, everything is over. But Spike is not left empty-handed. The physician provides him his mom's head. Then Spike places his mom's head beside the pyramid as a symbol of respect because this was his manner of stating a goodbye to his mom. Then Alpha, the most hazardous zombie monster, loses control and is prepared to assault the physician. But Spike instantly arrives and halts Alpha by providing her one of the physician's injections and rescues the physician's existence at the final instant. The physician looks into Spike's eyes and states that it is duration to shift on. Both of them attempt to arrive their area with the baby. After arriving there, she abandons the baby beside the community. There was additionally a note with it on which there is a final goodbye. The baby is welcomed well and is titled after his mom. Jamie attempts to arrive Spike. But the wave is so high that he cannot traverse. Meanwhile, when Spike is fishing alone, an infected individual secretly arrives to him. Spike eliminates him instantly. But then more zombies arrive there. When they encircle Spike, someone arrives there who is none other than Jamie. The same kid whom we observed in the beginning. But now he has grown up and has become the chief of an entire community. Jamie motivates Spike by stating that he survived and offers him to become a fragment of his community. Spike agrees to this and both of them shift forward for their mission, and with this the movie concludes here.